Everyone sit. Haribol, Haribol. Haribol, please sit. Everyone sit. Everyone sit. Haribol, Haribol, sit, sit.
Is divine grace to snow and her shower. Should I see the command to swallow? Should I call I wish to call Are you to the child? Should bhakti select the sound? Maharaj should go to right Maharaj should Lord Krishna Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopina Shamakin Bhagavatam
They're calling you. I'll go. 2 seconds. I'll go. Okay. I'll go.
वो कैमरा सेट करके जा रहा हूँ।
I'll go. Okay. 2 seconds. So, where's the...
or something.
ईश्वर परमः कृष्णः सच्चिदानन्द विग्रहः अनादि आदि गोविन्दः सर्वकारण कारणं चिन्तामणि कमल सत्त्वसुकल्पवृक्षा लक्षाभिदेषु सुरगेण विहारयन्तं लक्ष्मी सहस्रशतसम्भ्रमसेव्यमानं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि वर्धावतं समसितं बुधसुन्दरान्तं कन्दर्पकोटिकमनीयविशेषशोभं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आलोकचन्द्रकलसद्गणमायवंशी रत्नाकरं प्रणयते विचलाविलासं श्यामं त्रिभङ्गललितं नियतप्रकाशं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अङ्गानि यस्य सकले प्रियवृत्तिमन्ति पश्यन्ति भान्ति कलयन्ति चिरं जगन्ति आनन्दचिन्मय सदुज्ज्वलविग्रहस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि अद्वैतमच्युतमनादिमनन्तरूपम् आद्यं पुराणपुरुषं नवयौवनं च वेदेषु दुर्लभमदुर्लभमात्मभक्तौ गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि पन्थास्तु कोटिशतवत्सरसम्प्रगम्यो वायोरकापि मनसो धुनितुङ्गवाना सोऽप्यस्ति यत्र पदसिद्धिर्विचिन्त्य तत्त्वे गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि एकोऽप्यसौरचलितुर्जगदण्डकोटिं यच्छक्तिरस्ति शकदण्डशयायनन्तः अन्ताक्षरस्तपरमानुषयाक्षरस्य गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि यद्भावभावितधियो मनुजास्तथैव सम्प्राप्य रूपमहिमासनयानभूषाः सुप्ते गणेव निभवद्प्रतिवस्तुवन्ति गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि आनन्दचिन्मयरसप्रतिभाविताभिः ताभिर्य एव निजरूपतया कलाभिः गोलोक एव विवसत् अखिलात्मभूतो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि श्रीमञ्जनच्युतभक्तिविलोचनेन सन्तः सदैव हृदयेषु विलोकयन्ति यं श्यामसुन्दरमचिन्त्य गुणस्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि नानाविमूर्तिषु कलानियमेन तिष्ठन् नानावतारमकरो भुवनेषु किन्तु कृष्णः स्वयं समभवत् परमात्मवान्यो गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं जगदन्नतोऽपि कोटिश्वशेषवसुधानि विभूतिभिज्ञम् तद्ब्रह्मनिष्कलमनन्तमशेषभूतम् मायाभियस्य जगदन्तशतानि सूत्रे त्रैगुण्यतद्विषयवेदविकायमाना सत्त्वावलम्बितसत्त्वविशुद्धसत्त्वम् आनन्दचिन्मयरसमतयामनस्सो यः प्राणिनामपि बलं स्मरतामुपेत्य लीलायितेन भुवनानि जयत्यजस्रम् गोलोकयानि विजलानि तमेकस्य सुतेषु तेषु एके प्रभावनिचयः गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि शक्तिरेका छाये वयस्य भुवनानि विवर्तिदुर्गा इच्छानुरूपमप्रियस्य श्रेष्ठतेसा गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि श्रीरं यथा विशेषयोगा सञ्जायते नहि तथा प्रगस्य हेतोः यच्छम्भुतामपि तथा समुपैति कार्यात् गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि दीपाखिलेन हितशान्तनमभ्युपेत्य दीपायते विग्रहेतु समानधर्मा यस्ताग्निलेव हितविश्रुतया विभाति गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्कारणर्धनजले भजति स्वयोगः निद्राधनन्मकरत्नसरोमरूपः आधारशक्तिमवलम्ब्य परासमूर्ते गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्येत्तविश्वसकालमथावलम्ब्य जीवत्त्रिलोकविदजा जगदन्नः विष्णुर्महासतिहयस्य कलाविशेषो गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि भास्वान्यताश्मशकलेषु गिलेषु तेजः स्वीयं कियत् प्रकटयत्य विदर्भतत्र ब्रह्मायतेष जगदन्नविभावकर्ता गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि यत्पादपल्लवयुगद्वीधारकोत्तः वंशे प्रणामसमये सकणादिराजः विघ्नाश्मिहन्तमलवस्य जगत्त्रयस्य गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि अद्यमनीतगणमर्पुरदृष्टत्र कालस्तदात्ममनसीति जगत्त्रयाणि यस्मात् भवन्तु विरमन्तु विभक्तियं गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि यच्चक्षुरेश सविता सकलग्रहाणा राजा समस्तगुणमूर्तिरशेषतेजः यस्य ज्ञया ब्रह्मसंग्रसकालचक्रो गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि धर्मो दभावविजयशुभयस्वपांसि ब्रह्मादिकीलपदगावजयस्तु जीवा यत्सप्तनाप्रविभवत्प्रणतप्रभाव गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि यस्त्वमिन्द्रगोपमनवेन्द्रमहोत्सुकन्नानुरूपकलभाजनमानोति कर्माणि नित्यहति किन्तु च भक्तिभाजा गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि यन्त्रोरकामसहजप्रणयानि भीतिवासव्यमोहगुरुरौलरसेन सञ्चिन्त्य तस्य सदृशीं धनुमापुरेते गोविन्दमादि पुरुषं तमहं भजामि श्रियकान्ता कान्ता परमपुरुषकल्पतरो दुमाभूमिश्चिन्तामणिकरमणीतो यत्कृतं तथा ध्यानं नाट्यं धमनममिदं श्रीप्रियसखी शिवानन्दं ज्योतिपरमसुखस्वाद्यमपि च
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare.
ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಲೈಟ್ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್
ಇಲ್ಲ ಮತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ
थोड़ा काट थोड़ा काट Igor. Camera front.
I want to thank the temple management for welcoming, inviting me and welcoming me here again to this beautiful temple where you have beautiful Krishna deities and Balaji, and here we're sitting before beautiful deity LAKSHMI. So I thought today would be appropriate to speak something about Lord Krishna. I hope enough of you speak English and you can understand my American accent. It's not British, it's not Australian, it's not New Zealand, it's California. So in the very beginning of Srimad Bhagavatam, we actually hear about Lord Krishna. We don't have to wait very long. He's a very popular incarnation of the Lord. So in the very beginning we hear about him in the first canto, chapter 3, verse 18. Chaturdasha Narasimha Viva Bhaipunya Lojita Udara Karajara Erakam Kapurita. That in the 14th incarnation, the Lord appeared as Vishnu. And what did he do? He bifurcated the strong body of the atheist Hiranyakashipu with his nails, just like a carpenter pierces cane. Actually, Narasimha was one of the unlimited incarnations of the Lord, but in general here in India we focus on the Dasavatas, 10 incarnations, of which Lord Shukadeva is one. And each of these expansions of avatari, of the original personality of God and Krishna, they have their unique forms, their unique pastimes, their unique names, as well as the different types of paraphernalia. They're all Krishna, not separate from Krishna. They're all expansions of Krishna for a particular mission, particular purpose on this earthly planet. And Krishna assumes various forms for this purpose. For example, he appeared as a turtle, as Kurma. He appeared as Matsya, a fish. He appeared as a war. Why would the Lord appear as a war? To go down into a filthy place, rather than filthy. To rescue who? Many wounded. This earth planet, people are very wicked planet, I can imagine at that time. The Hiranyakashipu had taken the earth planet and thrown it into the bottom of the earth. Not considered a very clean place. So Krishna very kindly assumed the form of a boar. Because boars, they go to those places looking for food. And he was no ordinary boar. It's Satchidananda Vigraha. Eternal, a form for eternity, knowledge, and bliss. Not just ordinary. And with his tusks, he picked up the little woman. He could have done it. So, Lord Narasimha, Krishna appears as Narahari. Nara means man, and Hari means lion. So the Lord appeared as half man, half lion. It's very interesting, actually. Krishna, Govindam, Adipurusham, Adhamami. The Vishnu form of Krishna is characterized by his Tribanga Sundara. Tribanga means that in Krishna's original, God's original form, he's bent in 3 places. And he's playing his vamsi, his flute, and his garland of forest flowers is swinging as he played his flute. And he's enchanting all the residents of Vrindavan with his flute playing. But he decided at a particular point in history to appear as half man, half lion. So why would the Lord I'm not sure it's extended symptoms. Pretty well. So why did the Lord appear in this way? The spiritual world is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss. And this world is just the opposite. It's temporary, full of ignorance and suffering. So why would someone who lives in a world which is eternal, full of knowledge and bliss come to a place which is not eternal, temporary. It's not full of bliss, it's full of suffering. It's not full of knowledge. It's full of ignorance. We're all born in. Why would he come? One reason is to fulfill his eternal promise. Paritranaya sadhana. Of course, that verse is more complex, but the reasons the Lord comes focusing on this particular incarnation. Paritranaya sadhana. Krishna says he comes to do what? To deliver his devotees from samsara, from the repetition of birth and death. They don't deserve to live here. This is a world where people come to forget God, not to remember God. They forget God to greater or lesser degrees. That's what this world is for. It's compared to a prison house. When a good citizen becomes a criminal, they put him in a prison. So when a spirit soul becomes a nimiko, it's hard to believe, but when a soul becomes a nimiko towards God, thank the Lord. So Krishna comes, if he sees someone interested in reviving that original loving relationship. In other words, I'm out of here. I want to go home. And what is home? Bangalore? New York? Sydney? No, that's not home. Both Vaikuntha. So when a living entity comes to the point of frustration and wants to revive their loving relationship with Maharaj, he comes to help us. So who did he come to deliver in Sringadeva? Prahlad Maharaj. You think about it. One incarnation for one devotee. This is something amazing. Krishna came and spent 140 some odd years. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spent 48 years. I don't know how long Prahlad was here, but it must have been some time. The Sringadeva came to deliver Prahlad. This is how kind the Lord is. We have to understand how kind is our Supreme Father. How kind is our ultimate lovable object, Krishna. We forget Him for billions of lives. He doesn't forget us for each and every one of us. We turned our face on Him, but He always was watching us as the super soul in our heart, traveling with us throughout this material world, waiting when we will surrender and come home. So He came from one devotee, Prahlad, because love is reciprocal. Prahlad really loved Lord Vishnu, he really loved Krishna, because he's one of the Maharajas. He's one of the 12 authorities in the science of devotional service. If we had to choose, a significant number of pure devotees who are surrendered, we might start with the Maharajas, listed in Srimad Bhagavatam. They're experts. They're pure, and they're expert in teaching the science of devotions. Prahlad Maharaj is 5 years old. He's an authority on the science of devotion. If you read 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, there's so many instructions by this 5-year-old boy. All in the line of what? Amala Bhakti. Pure devotion. Not mixed devotion, approaching God for some material benediction, but only to serve Him. It's all about you. It's not about me. It's about you. So that's Prahlad. So how dear was Prahlad to Lord Krishna? That's described in the 7th canto, 10th chapter, 4th verse of Srimad Bhagavatam. Just try to understand who Sringadeva came to deliver, because you want Him to deliver you too. So you have to understand what it takes for God to come and deliver you. This is what Sringadeva said about Prahlad. Yayata kuti yan maya, tvavya katam vidamara, Swam Chamam Jam Shman Kale Karma Mandir Prajupati. Lord, one who always remembers your activities, and my activities also, and who chants the prayers you have offered becomes free in due course of time from the reactions of material activities. The Shrikada is instructing us not only to remember his activities, but to also understand the activities of his pure devotees. Because they're like ambassadors from the spiritual world and have to follow them. Now, who is Prahlad to be delivered from? The greatest asura earth has ever known. Hiranyakashi's Prabhu. In fact, at one point in the Bhagavatam, Prahlad addresses his father as, "O best of the asuras." Can you imagine, gentlemen, if your son woke up and said, "Daddy, you're the best of the demons," how you would feel? Well, wait a minute, son, I've been raising you to be a devotee and you're calling me the best of the asuras. But Hiranyakashipu liked it because he was an asura. Oh, Prahlad, thank you so much for calling me the best of the asuras. But in due course of time, because Prahlad could not give up his adoration, his worship, his love for Krishna, because Hiranyakashipu was such an asura, he could not tolerate it, to kill his own son. How come someone would kill their own son? Well, in Kali Yuga, it's become a practice, because this is Kali Yuga, the Iron Age, the age of quarrel and hypocrisy, where people pass laws that they can kill their children in the womb. It's called abortion. It's a big subject matter in Western culture. 50% of the people say you shouldn't commit abortion, and 50% say yes, you can do. What has happened to this earth planet? The people are passing laws you can kill children in the womb. So the first instance was in Satyuga, where Hiranyakashipu wanted to kill Prahlad. And he tried in so many ways to kill Prahlad. But we know his fate. He was killed by the demon. Killing demons is no big thing for Krishna. In his Vrindavan pastimes as a child, a toddler, not a child. You have this word, a toddler, someone who's just crawling. Krishna killed a demon every day. Kamsa was sending a demon from Mathura every day to Gokul. Not once a week, once a month. Every day. Putana, Trinivata, Dinapasura. So many demons were coming. But every day, just before noon, according to Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, just before noon. Why just before noon? Because the boys had lunch after noon, around 1:30, 1 o'clock. They have lunch. So Krishna arranged that they have something to talk about. Wow! Did you see Krishna kill Aghasura? Yeah, did you see? Yeah, I was in his tummy. And Krishna came inside. Boom, 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 boom. So the boys, they're cowherd boys, you know. Frogs and snails and puppy dog tails and same English. The girls are sugar and sweet and everything that's nice. The boys are frogs and snails and puppy dogs. They like to wrestle and fight. So the boys, Krishna arranges that the demons are killed around noontime. So he kills a demon. Every day somebody is killed. Not only then, but we know that prior to Lord Shrikade, the Lord appeared as Varaha to kill Hiranyakashipu. But there was a problem, complication in having to kill Hiranyakashipu. It was a little complicated. It wasn't as easy as killing all the demons. A little complicated to kill Hiranyakashipu, because he had received a boon from Krishna's devotee, Brahma, that amounted almost to immortality for Hiranyakashipu. Almost. As we've heard many times, isn't it? Hiranyakashipu, he thought he could cheat death. He performed austerities, and then Brahma came and said, "You're doing so well, what can I do for you?" So he asked for some material benedictions. He didn't want ordinary benedictions from Brahma. Dhanam, Janam, Sundarim. Those are like trivial benedictions. Give me wealth, give me a handsome husband, give me a beautiful wife, give me fame, free grandma from disease. Okay, that's okay for Vaishnavas, praying that ultimately spiritual service. But he wanted the biggest benediction, biggest material benediction we can imagine. I never want to die. Because he conquered the 14 worlds. The demigods were serving his feet. The Radha Muni was a foot servant of Hiranyakashipu. That's how this world is sometimes. So he had it all, he had it now. Right? We get little bits and pieces of Dhanam Janam. He had everything. Nothing was he had everything. He didn't want to lose it. He didn't have to pray for some little benediction. He conquered the 14 worlds in the Hiranyakashipu. Small-time character. He was sure, highest type. So what did he want to keep it? So he said to Brahma, I want to become immortal. And yadi tasyasya bindhan varam meva Uttayastva Visheshtebhyo O my Lord, he said to Brahma, O best of the givers of benedictions, flattering him. O best of the givers of benediction, if you will kindly grant me the benediction I desire, please do not let me meet death in any of the living entities created by you. But Brahma said, I can't do that because, well, I'm also mortal. I can't be immortal. So then Hiranyakashipu, we thought very quickly, all right, we thought we could figure out how to be immortal. Brahma, grant me I will not die within any residence or outside any residence during the daytime, during the nighttime, or on the ground, or in the sky. And wait a minute. Grant me my death not be brought about by any being created by someone other than you, nor by any weapon, nor by any human being, animal, or snake to the lower planets. Thought it had come. What else is there? And Prabhupada, in his lectures, he commented one time that Hiranyakashipu was particularly afraid of Vishnu, that Vishnu would again become an animal, like Varaha, who killed his brother in the form of a boar. Therefore, he included this request not to be killed by any human being or animal. Who cares? He's a human asura. What if a fox comes to eat him, or a tiger, or a bear? Why should he be afraid? But he remembered, my brother was killed by an animal, Varaha. So no animals. And also he included weapons. Prabhupada said that Hiranyakashipu was well aware that Krishna carried weapons. Therefore he said, no weapons. And by doing that he was thinking, be smart. Don't think these demons are dumbos. So he was thinking, there's one weapon I'm really afraid of. Shishupal got it, right? So he was aware of these eternal pastimes. So he said, no weapon, which included, of course, the service on chakra. And Prabhupada said that the special nature of the Sudarshan chakra is it can go anywhere, even without the Lord's presence. Like we have nuclear weapons, and you push the button. I'm not going to mention the destination, you know, get politically in trouble. So you don't have to be there. So the Sudarshan chakra is like that. Follow your Vasamuni all the time. And Hiranyakashipu said, I don't want to die in any residence or outside any residence. So Prabhupada has written, this means Hiranyakashipu meant any and all countries. Because Prabhupada said for some reason, he was afraid of being killed in some distant land. Like if you think you have to die, right, you're going to die at home, you're going to die in Outer Mongolia or North Korea or something, right? So something like that. Prabhupada, his intuition was very deep. He didn't want to die in any foreign country. So that's why I'm saying that the prospect of killing Hiranyakashipu was more difficult than any other demon Krishna ever used. Aghasura just came into the goblin snake. Janakasura just showed up. Putana, she had the mystic power, she appeared like a beautiful woman, came to go cruel, and Adhishura said, oh, you're not like a nice temple, can you clean my house? It's a little more difficult now with Hiranyakashipu. But the Lord did it without disturbing any of the wounds of Brahma. Brahma is devotee, so he doesn't want to make Brahma feel bad. Although at the end he said, oh, please don't give any more wounds to demons, please, look what I have to go through. So, the Lord is the most intelligent. He gives intelligence to every created being. He even gives the intelligence to the atheist to come up with a philosophy that he doesn't exist. Everyone's dependent upon the Supreme Lord in every way. So, in order to not embarrass his devotee Brahma, at the same time kill this Asura, the Sringadev didn't appear as a man or a beast, he appeared as Narahari. He didn't kill Hiranyakashipu with any known weapon. He killed him with his own nails. Your nails are for what? I don't know what we use nails for. What do we have nails for? Making our fingertips a little stronger, right? Scratching. Mosquito bites. So you don't get dengue fever. So he didn't think them as weapons, but the Lord, you can see those movie children, right? And they watch the nails became fighting machine. And he didn't kill him in any specific, he didn't kill him inside or outside. Where did he kill Hiranyakashipu? At the entrance to the palace. We have the painting done by Mother Jagarani, where Nrsimhadev is on the throne killing Hiranyakashipu. That may have been through one particular yuga. But actually it's described in the Bhagavatam. He wasn't inside or outside. He was carefully at the entrance to the palace. He wasn't in or out. So the Nrsimhadev stood on one leg. And the Silpa Shastra, you see the bona fide form of Nrsimhadev killing Hiranyakashipu on one leg. His other leg's crossed like that. And he's got Hiranyakashipu like that. And he's putting his hot claws like this. And he's doing the intestines like this. He wasn't up, he went to the throne later, dragged him to the throne, put him on his lap, tore out his heart and threw it to the other side of the sun. Kind of a gory story. People like gory stories, so they don't need it all the time. In so many ways he kept intact the moon of his beloved Brahma, and still managed to kill him. Now, it's very interesting, I mentioned the other day sometime that the moment of this departure is recorded. And people are always interested in a person's last words. Yam yam apis madam babam. Whatever you remember at the moment of death, that will determine your next birth. So sometimes, what famous last words? Like my mother was an atheist, scientist. My mother was a scientist, atheist. When I became a devotee, she just freaked out. My poor boy, what have you done? Brainwashed. There's no God, there's no soul. We used to have these arguments. But she was my mom, so I sent her flowers every year on my birthday. And I paid for her trip to come to Europe to visit her temple. She didn't believe in anything. But in her old age, she got cancer. She didn't want to tell me because she didn't want to have any suffering. But in a suffering condition, she asked my brother to go to the garage and get her the Bhagavad Gita. I sent her 25 years earlier. She never read a word of it. It's all full of grease and dust. And she says, clean it up, my brother. And then my brother was shocked. She sat on the porch in the rocking chair. Hours every day for 6 months in bed, Bhagavad Gita. And she said to my brother, I've heard that her older brother me has a tape ministry in London with 1,000 lecturers. Buy them all. Buy me a tape recorder. I want to hear them. My brother said, have you got that? She didn't want to say anything. And every day for 4 hours she listened to my lecture. Write down questions. Ask Brian this, ask Brian that. The death came very quickly. She called me one night. I was in London, 2 o'clock in the morning. Son? Yes, Mom, you're drinking again. She had a drinking habit. You're calling me 2:30 in the morning. What is it, Mom? I want to go to Vrindavan. I want to go to Vrindavan. Because she didn't know how to say that. Mom, you're drunk. I'll call you in the morning, 6 o'clock. Got up, 4 o'clock, chant my japa, did sai puja, called my mom. My brother answered. Peter, let me speak to Mom. Peter, let me speak to Mom. Mom just died. She died. I didn't know she had cancer. She died. Yes, she died in my arms. But when did she die of cancer? Why didn't she tell me? She told me she didn't want to disturb your important work. Mom thought my work was important? That's a joke. No. When she learned she had cancer, her whole philosophy of science and atheism made no sense. She was afraid of death. She was afraid she would cease to exist. So she remembered you and all the talks she had with you, and where you got that knowledge from your guru, Srila Prabhupada. She told me to go get the Bhagavad Gita. She read that book. Sometimes I saw she was crying when she was reading Bhagavad Gita. I said, what, Mom? How's it possible? He said, like, she was in your arms, like, what were her last words? He said, well, I don't understand so much about your movement. She said to me, my little brother, Peter, don't lament for me. I'm not this body, I'm a spirit soul. My scientist mother. And then her last words were, I'm going to Krishna. My mom's already there, I'm still sitting here in Bangalore. Papa said, so much chance of getting up God. You can only do it if you practice or you believe in Krishna. You have faith in Krishna. Because death is very tragic. My mom died of throat cancer. Krishna. She She got it out. So I flew home for the memorial service because they cremated her. And that's it. They keep knocking over the camera, so we have to be briefly. Yeah, I don't think it's a place to go.
Maybe he could sit somewhere else. He keeps touching the camera.
Okay, so we can-
I need to do it. That's okay.
So I flew home, and I was, I had to pay for the funeral ceremony, which is $800, because they, cremated my mother and put her ashes in the ocean. She made that will like 10 years before. So when I went to the funeral home, I said, I'm here to pay for my mother's funeral. And the man said, yes, Mrs. Tibbetts. Oh, we cremated her, but we forgot to put her ashes in the ocean. We're so sorry. You don't have to pay for anything. Just keep your money, and we'll put her ashes in the ocean tomorrow. So I said, no. Give me the ashes in the box. And with the $800 I was going to use to pay for the ceremony, I went to the airport in a taxi, and I bought a ticket to India, to Delhi. I had a 10-year visa. And I flew, that's all I had, just my clothes and the outside. I flew to Delhi, took a taxi, walked out went to Vrindavan, then I walked to the Jamuna River in the Gupsha. It was a warm day. Waded halfway into the river, took my mother's ashes, and as I poured them in, Mom, I brought you to Vrindavan.
Hari Bol.
This is the power of book distribution. Because in the book, who's preaching? Krishna. But because we're lame and we don't know, Prabhupada is teaching us Krishna consciousness. Prabhupada convinced my mother, who was a staunch atheist, through his preaching, he made her a pure devotee in 6 months. Shri Prabhupada ki jai! So last words are very important. People are curious, what are the last words? Like my dear friend, Kadamakananda Maharaj. He passed away some months ago. I was with him a few days before he left. He was very conscious, clear. Even when he was leaving, I wasn't there, but he was leaving his body. He was weak, but he was conscious. And they told me his last words were, Shri Prabhupada's mission. So where did he go? He went with Prabhupada. So let's hear what Hiranyakshipu's last words are. They're recorded in Shubhashita Ratna Bandhagara. It's a scripture we found. Shubhashita Ratna Bandhagara, verse 15. So it begins by, it says, on the day that Hiranyakashipu died, he saw his servant running to him in great fear. And Hiranyakashipu said, according to the Shastra, my servant, what is it? So the servant replied, my master, it's a lion. It's a lion. So Hiranyakashipu said, so what? A lion. The servant said, he's a lion with a human body. I've never seen such a strange creature. He's half man, half lion. Hiranyakashipu was all puffed up. If that's the case, bring him here. So the servant said, my master, he's coming for you alone. So Hiranyakashipu said, I see him, he's here. Give me my chapa. Quickly give me my bow. Give me my bow. Bring me my... His nails! That's what his last word is. Just in your mind, figure he's running towards, Nishigita is running towards Hiranyakashipu. So he says, give me my bow. But before he can get his bow, he's screaming, look, his nails! Tearing it apart. So the scripture says, may that Nrsimhadeva who thus tore the chest of Hiranyakashipu with his sharp nails protect you all. Bhagavan Nrsimhadeva ki. So Baladev Vidyabhushan, student of Vishwanath Thakur, he commented on that scripture. How the last words of Hiranyakashipu were like, give me my bow, wait a minute, it's his nails. He's talking about Nrsimhadeva's nails going in his body. He says that Lord Nrsimhadeva's nails were actually an expansion of his Sudarshan Chakra. The Sudarshan Chakra expands as the nails of Lord Nrsimhadeva. All glories to Baladev Vidyabhushan, who by his pure devotion, his Dashtani, he can see these things and share them with us. It's a little tidbit, but it's enough to make our hair stand on. Lord Nrsimhadeva's nails are an expansion of Sudarshan Chakra. And he concludes that as a result, Hiranyakashipu was liberated. He was killed with the nails of the Lord, so he got moksha. He got more than moksha, because Krishna is very kind to the demons. When they die, they go to Vaikuntha. And Hiranyakashipu resides on the planet of Nrsimhadeva, is a very humble submissive servant. And he got to keep his mustache growing. Just like Putana. Putana was killed by Krishna. But according to our Goswami literature, when she was killed by Krishna, he sucked the life hair from her breast. Because she approached him as mother, Krishna had special protection for Putana. So she didn't just go to Vaikuntha. She went to Bloka, where she serves as one of the nurses. Madhyasoda is so busy she can't give the restaurant to Krishna. In Vedic culture, they have ladies who have children that they would help the master of the house, they would give their milk to the shop. So Putana is the wet nurse of the Lord. How kind is the Lord? People say, how can you be God with so much suffering? Turn your face back to Krishna, you don't have to suffer anymore. We'll see all these things. There's another beautiful verse from the mouth of Hiranyakashipu as he realized the power of those nails as they were coming. Because the nails took the heart out. Which means he didn't just throw the heart. What did he take out of the heart? Lust, anger, and greed. It can only become free. It can only get moksha. Moksha means no material desires. What are the three main material desires? Lust, anger, and greed. So by going into his chest and taking out his heart, he took out lust, he took out anger, he took out greed. So Hiranyakashipu was shocked that the Lord could do something like that. So in the Nishringa Purana, chapter 45, text 30, listen to what Hiranyakashipu had to say. Alas! My chest, which is being pierced by the god NARASIMHA at this moment, is the same chest on which the teeth of Aravata, the elephant Indra, were split into pieces when he tried to kill me. And the acute blow of Mahadev's axe, Shiva's, was made blunt when Shiva tried to kill Hiranyakashipu. His axe became blunt on the chest of Hiranyakashipu. It is rightly said that even a straw dishonors when destiny rejects. So what a straw dishonoring when destiny rejects means even something so simple as a straw can embarrass one if used to kill one. Just some nails kill. Your nails kill one. Shiva tried to kill Hiranyakashipu with an axe. It became blunt. Aravata tried to kill with his teeth, crush his teeth. So Hiranyakashipu said, who's this Narasimha? He should scratching me with his nails and I'm dead. This is our Krishna. Bhagavan Shri Krishna ki. Om Krim Shrom Tapta Hataka Keshanta Valat Bhavaka Lochana Rakatakastasha Divasimha Namaskute. O Lord, the tips of whose hair were like glowing hot gold. O Lord, whose eyes exhibit a burning fire. O Lord, the touch of whose nails is fiercer than the thunderbolt of Indra. O transcendental line of Divasimha, obeisances to you. Beautiful prayer. I live in the spirit of what Prabhupada's godbrothers, Puri Maharaj. He whispered that. One of the prayers, one of the mantras he gave me when I see him, he was about to leave this world, and he wanted to give the Shringa mantra to ancient mantra to one of Iskcon's disciples. I was interested. I went to see him. After some days, he gave me these mantras. So, an interesting thing is that Hiranyakashipu was delivered on the day of Lord Nrsimha's appearance. Two amazing things happened on Lord Nrsimha's appearance day. Right? He appeared from the pillar. It's Lord Nrsimha's appearance day. But it's also Hiranyakashipu's disappearance day. Think of it like that. Like the world rejoices when the great Asura is killed, the Lord, we rejoice when the Lord appears. So some devotees celebrate it also as the day that Hiranyakashipu is killed. Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati wrote in his magazine The Harmonist in 1927, in Satya Yuga, Hiranyakashipu, more than Prahlad, by the adoption of the method of negative propaganda, proclaimed greatly the glory of the Trinity. So that's pretty eloquent English. But it translates into the fact that Hiranyakashipu's death by the hands of the Trinity made the Trinity more famous than Prahlad's glorious pastimes of the Trinity. You get that? Hiranyakashipu's death at the hands of the Trinity made the Trinity more famous than when he just, hugged the Lord. So we should, that's an act of extreme mercy, so we should also recognize that Prahlad received mercy, but so did Hiranyakashipu. He went back home, back to Godhead. Which shows that the Lord is not interested anymore. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name vaishvastam nāpiya eva jantim tamānaka mayate shukriya. I envy no one, nor am I partial to anyone. I'm equal to all. But whoever renders service unto me in devotion is a friend who's in me, and I'm also a friend to him. We as conditioned souls, we have friends and enemies. But for Krishna, both friend and foe, they're all his eternal sons and daughters. Krishna said he's the seed-giving father of every living entity. Every created being has the same father. So if you have the same father, then you're brothers and sisters. This is the peace formula for the world. To educate people, they're not divided, they're not Indian, American, Japanese, black, white, yellow, man, woman. We're all eternal spirit souls. We're all part and parcel of Krishna. So if your son becomes inimical to you, you hate your son? Generally not. I was a bad boy. I think back and I wish I could tell my parents sorry. I caused them so much trouble. But they still believed in me. They still sent me to college. They still believed in me. They still did their best to try to turn me around and stop all my bad habits. They never forgot. I may have forgotten my parents. They didn't forget me. So that's good mother and father. The boy's in prison, he did some crime. The mother goes to the prison. My boy's a good boy, let him out. Yeah, but he murdered somebody. But he's not a murderer. He's a good boy. I know my boy, let him out. That's how mothers are. Indian mothers are like that. No matter what you do, I love you, son. I love you. So what about God? Even if we turn our face and come to the material world, He comes chasing after us. Come on. Paripranaya sadanam vinasaya dushvikam. He keeps coming again and again and again and again and again to this world of darkness and ignorance and nothing and tries to rescue us. So we just have to be receptive to His mercy. Otherwise it doesn't work. If the rain falls in the desert, if nothing happens. If the rain falls on fertile soil, the plants will be miserable. So Krishna's mercy falls on an unreceptive heart. Nothing will happen. But if you're interested in Krishna and you want to go back to Godhead, open your heart to Him. Show Him you want to go back to Godhead. Chant 16 rounds a day. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. He wants it. He wants us to come home whether we want to come home. So why isn't everyone being delivered? Because some people just not showing it. They're not showing it. Is that a sign I'm supposed to stop? Krishna's not partial. In His master plan, He wants all of us. There's a beautiful story in this regard. Once there was a devotee of Lord Vishnu, and he prayed to the Lord, Lord, you are so merciful that you make so much effort to maintain this world. It must be so stressful for you, maintaining all the birds and the bees and the animals. Why, dear Lord, can I help you by accepting some of that responsibility? This little boy put it like that. It's cute, you know. Can I help you? So that night, Lord Vishnu appeared in the dream of that little boy and said, thank you, my dear devotee, but no, it's my responsibility to maintain this world. Let me continue as I am. Don't be bothered. So the little boy in the dream, he pleaded with folded hands. Please, Lord, just give me some service to reduce the burden on your head. So the Lord said, okay, for one day I give you the responsibility of feeding all living creatures. So the next day the sun rose, and that little boy, with the help of his friends and his parents, and they tried their best to feed all living entities on the planet Earth. It was a massive effort, obviously. And they did it by the end of the day, but they were totally exhausted. And the little boy was about to go to sleep. He thought, thank God it was only one day. So at that moment, Vishnu appeared. And he said, oh, so you're tired after one day? And the little devotee boy said, yes, it's too much. I couldn't understand the scale of that hard work. But I did it, I fed everybody. So at that moment, certain living entities could be heard crying. Oh, you didn't feed us! Everyone got food today, but you didn't feed us! Usually every day, God feeds us. So Lord Vishnu said, listen, my little devotee, some people are crying because they didn't receive food. The little devotee said, yeah, Lord, they're atheists. They don't believe in you, so I didn't feed them. So the Lord said, yes, that's the difference between you and me. I feed and maintain even those who forget me, who are difficult towards me, who hate me. I even give them intelligence by which they can refute my existence. Not only do I maintain my enemies, in some cases, I also delivered them from material existence. Like Hiranyakashipu! You're glorifying Hiranyakashipu? You're glorifying Krishna's mercy. That He's ready to deliver everyone. So in that sense, the Lord has no friends. And then He has no enemies. So He came in His ferocious form, and He delivered Hiranyakashipu. But I would say that you might be inspired by this story. Wow, Maharaj said He delivered Putana. She became a nurse in Loka, and he delivered Hiranyakashipu, who's a servant. So I'm going to become a big demon. I'll just do all the bad things and that and this and that, and then Krishna will kill me. And I'm almost finished. Krishna will come. But wait a minute. You know, how many devotees are there listed in Srimad Bhagavatam that got delivered? Throughout the Purana, throughout the history of India, how many great souls got delivered? You can't even count them on your computer. But how many demons do we read about? You know, it's just, oh, okay, they're not like this, you know. So I would say your chances of getting liberated, your chances of getting out of this material world and going back home, back to Godhead, are better if you just take up the formula for this age. Harinam, Harinam, Harinam eva kevalam. Kalo rasteva, 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 gatiranyata. It's in Shastra. It's very simple. Why take the, you know, if you're crippled, why take the stairs when you can take the elevator? Why become a big demon, you know? You have to become on the level of, you know, Ravana, Hiranyakashipu, Kamsa, then you've got some chance. Shishupal, that's a pretty big demon. But if you're just one tiny insignificant person, it's very funny. If you start chanting Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Rama, Rama Hare Hare, Krishna will notice you. Abhigana Swara. He's omnipresent, so He knows everything. He's in your heart as a super soul. One time Prabhupada in Geneva, he said, Prabhupada said, the soul and the super soul are this close together. How do you know? Someone said, what mudras do you do? I just have one mudra. Prabhupada taught this mudra. That the Lord and the super soul, the living entity, super soul living entity are this close together. So if you're chanting, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. If you're chanting, the Lord hears. That's what I Prabhupada said to my master, that Radharani was that tender-hearted aspect of Krishna. When she sees a new bhakti in Los Angeles who just walked into the temple to try Krishna consciousness, she says to Krishna, Krishna, look, there's a nice young girl on the earth planet. She wants to surrender you to you. Please give her your mercy. Why do you think we come to Krishna consciousness? It's so hard to come. How do you think we stay? Sometimes it's difficult. How do you think we get delivered? It's almost impossible. It's all Krishna's mercy. And its representative should be called. What are they asking us to do? Give up eating, intoxication, sex and gambling, associate with devotees, do some service, and chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Tukaram, you got Tukaram. He was a great devotee. He said something so significant. I'll finish with this. It just shows how we should just chant, 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 chant. Tukaram said one time, if you're lying down and chanting, the Lord will come and sit with you. If you're sitting and chanting, the Lord will come and stand next to you. If you're standing and chanting, the Lord will come and dance with you. And if you're dancing and chanting, the Lord will come and embrace you. Shall I recite it again? Just make this like etched in your heart. If you're lying down and chanting, the Lord will come and sit with you. If you're sitting and chanting, He'll come and stand next to you. If you're standing and chanting, He'll come and dance with you. And if you're chanting and dancing, the Lord will come and embrace you. Don't be inspired by this to become a big demon, a big moksha, be inspired to be a good Iskcon devotee, follow Srila Prabhupada, follow your spiritual masters, come to this beautiful, wonderful temple. The Krishna deities made me faint. They're so gorgeous. Srikade is so fierce. You have everything you need here to become Krishna conscious. Give it your best, and hopefully, like my mom, at the moment of death, will say, I'm going to. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna. I wanted to share one last thing with you. It's very dear to my heart. Can I share it with you? Oh, I'm too shy. I'm not shy at all. But I'm a little embarrassed. Remember that terrible, was that 1,000 years ago we had the pandemic? It seems like the pandemic, COVID. It's a bad word. We all had to stay in our houses, right, our apartments. So I was in Vrindavan when COVID came. And Radharani slammed the door of my apartment. I've been traveling for 52 years around the world. Prabhupada told me, he said, preach boldly and have faith in the holy names. The sannyasi is not supposed to stay in one place more than 3 days. I was moving for 52 years. You can imagine how many homes and beds. I came to the government for a short break. All of a sudden, COVID and the government, no one can come in the country, no one can go out. The door is locked. What am I going to do for 3 years? I was pacing back and forth in my apartment. I looked at the bookshelf. I'll read Prabhupada's books. And there's so many books I translated by Bhakti SWAMI, MAHARAJ, Charles. I started reading furiously, 10, 12, 18 hours a day. I said, wait a minute. Vaishnavas are meant to share the Krishna consciousness with others. I was doing that. I'll do it another way. I'll pick a particular subject, and I'll go online and give lectures every Friday. So I said, I'm in Vrindavan. Thank you, Radharani. I'll give lectures on Vrindavan. So I started studying all the holy places, you know. There's 60 billion holy places in Vrindavan, by the way. Couldn't cover them all. But all the major holy places I studied in great detail, from, you know, Vishwanath, Baladev, Prabhupada, Swami, the various poets, Surdas, about each place, what happened there, who the personalities were in that Leela, what was their mood, their dress, etc. So many things. What are the verses about that? I thought that'll be a nice service to the devotees, because devotees like to come to Vrindavan and go on Parikrama. But there's a saying, a sadhu doesn't see through his eyes, he sees through his ears. So I thought, let me write a book about Vrindavan. So what my disciples did is I've given 480 lectures about Vrindavan. They're uploaded every Friday, I give a new lecture. It's uploaded to my YouTube channel, SWAMI. Yesterday we uploaded my lecture on how poetry in Vrindavan is a stimulation for the loving language. So every Friday, if you want to upload my YouTube channel, every Friday. So 4 years ago, the disciples started taking those lectures and transcribing them. So the first in the series is called The Traveling Monk in Sacred Places. The first in the series is called The Sacred Forest of Vrindavan, the Western Bank of the Jamuna. So all the holy places in the Western Bank of the Jamuna are described here. It's very, there's a lot of knowledge here. There's also photographs, Vrindavan, photographs to accompany all the holy places. So, Prabhu's, Vrindavan is our home. We don't say, Bangalore is our home, we're just in transit here. Baba is in transit, our home is Vrindavan. We want to go to Vrindavan. We want to fall in love with Vrindavan. How can you fall in love with somebody you know nothing about? So this is a service to the Vaishnava community. I'm on my knees. This is a humble service for all of you. You can learn more about where you want to go when you die. You won't just get there and go, what's this place? You'll know everything about it. So I took help from my spiritual gurus like Bhakti Chaitanya Maharaj, Raghunath Swami, Dina Guru. Listen to some of the lectures and skills. Affiliation. Everything you need to know about going to and I include lots of verses from scripture, etc. So it's the first in the series of the 25 books as history goes on because there's so many lectures. It's been very well edited by some of my professional disciples, so it's very clear, easy to understand. Everything we say is there in scripture, we give reference to the scripture, etc. And all credit goes to Srila Prabhupada because he's the reviewer of the novel. So it just came out recently, and we printed about 1,000 copies. We sold 900 in our tour through Chennai and through Pune, through Chennai, through Mumbai, through Surat. We ran out of books in Surat. These just came this morning. So we have enough here, and I'm selling them. I'm sorry I can't just give them free, because Love of God is free, but we want to pick more books. So they're really expensive. They're 2,500 rupees. But think of it as an investment. Next time you go to Vrindavan, take this book with you. You sit down, you go to Radhakund, Shanatun, Govardhan Hill, you go to Taliban, you go to Bahudabar, and you take the book out and you read it, and the whole world, spiritual world will be revealed. I love this place. Okay? So I'm hoping to come here every year. Can I come every year? I just invited myself. That's so impolite. I'll come every year with the book. If you can't go to Vrindavan and see the Western Bank of the Jamuna to the eyes of Krishna, then you can read this book in the private sitting home. Like Bhaktivinoda Thakur said, one day my house became transformed into the look of Vrindavan because of all that hearing and chanting and serving Krishna. So if you read this book in your home, it'll be just like you're reading Vrindavan. So I'm going to stick around. Yeah, this is my secretary. This is my wife. He's going to tell me how you begin to walk. Shiva Dhamma
Hare Krishna. We will be having the book table over here. We are going to bring it in the back. It's going to come here. Maharaj will be sitting here. You can purchase the book from the book table, and then you can form a line here. Maharaj will sign the books for you. In the book, we have put a sticky note where you can write your name in capital letters. So Maharaj will dedicate that book for you with that name, with this pen. And you can either pay by Google Pay or cash. The book table is coming right now.
So once again, I apologize for making a mercantile speech here, and how much everything costs, but it's just so much nectar. We just wanted to really my purpose is just hoping to fall in love with you. So like Raji was saying, there's a page here. It's the green page. If you buy a book, I can sign it and write a little dedication and a date so you can remember. It's one of the occasions we had so much ecstatic kirtan. We had the glorifying Shukade. It's such. There's this little sticker here. You can just write your name on the sticker so I can properly. And this is a new pen. I met a man on a plane. He said, yes, I go to your YouTube channel every Friday. He said, I'm really an important person in India. I said, who are you? He said, if I told you who I am, you would faint. And if you told the people of Bangalore who I am, they would go crazy. So you tell me. He said, no, but I'm going to give you my pen. So I don't know who he was, some big politician giving Hollywood star or something, but he said, this is a homegrown pen. Homegrown means, I don't know, I think it's really expensive pen. So I said, no, I said, Nasi. He said, take it. So I'm going to sign the book. Little story there.
Krishna. Sometime last year, His Holiness INDRADYUMNA MAHARAJ visited us. I'm sure all of you remember. It was an amazing lecture, kirtan. It was actually like an amazing festival. So Vedani brought him back here. Before he left, he made a promise saying, I would like to come back here every year. So, true to his word, Vedani has brought him back here. Silence please. Just a couple of minutes. Silence please. So, we have a special request to make for Maharaj, that in the same manner in which he has come this year, let Maharaj come next year as well, and the next year and the year after that. Hare Krishna.